When news came down yesterday evening that Arclight Cinemas was closing for good, film Twitter lit up with reminiscences. Movie lovers flooded Instagram with pictures of popcorn and the Cinerama Dome. Facebook, as usual, was full of heartbroken and gutted. It's a wonder people have any guts left, things gut them so often. COVID, you bastard, everyone said. You've claimed yet another victim. Yet did it really have to be this way? It's not like COVID killed the Arclight. People are talking like the beloved Southern California movie minichain died on a respirator after contracting coronavirus on spring break. No, the Arclight died because of California's absurdly stringent pandemic restrictions. If you hold something underwater long enough, it'll eventually drown. Meanwhile, professional movie lovers, many of whom haven't seen a movie in a theater in more than a year, and have, in fact, actively discouraged others from doing so, were standing on the edge of the pool, saying, or at least hoping, that it would be fine. This was for the public health. The fact is, we've known since at least September, and probably before, that it was perfectly safe to go to the movies during the pandemic. You cannot trace a single case of COVID-19 to movie theater attendance, anywhere in the world. But throughout the last year, people have unfairly vilified no one institution, except for maybe schools, more than movie theaters. When brave souls went to the movies to see Tenet, or Unhinged, or whatever other stray pieces of content leaked into distributorship, many of the same people who are now garment-rending over the end of the Arclight were calling them reckless, murderers, superspreaders. And now the Alamo Drafthouse, which, unlike the Arclight, was able to reopen some locations in the last year, has declared bankruptcy. The Arclight, and its magnificent Cinerama Dome, no longer exist. But at least we have a million, the last movie I saw in person, posts. Now, since I've actually been going to the movies the whole time, and have repeatedly called for people to save the theater industry, I'm going to indulge in my own Arclight memories. I lived in Los Angeles for 5 professionally challenging years. Even as the parent of a grade schooler, I still went to the Arclight at least once a week. It was a pioneer of comfortable seating, of curated programming, of flexible showtimes, of assigned seats, and of decent, non-stale concessions. The Arclight was always showing interesting movies, with generally respectful audiences at a time when theaters had grown chaotic. I loved going to a Tuesday early show and sitting in a mostly empty auditorium, watching whatever. It was great. It's been a decade since I've lived in LA, so maybe the rest of the industry has caught up with the Arclight,